All right, hey collective. I hope you've been looking good, smelling good, eating good, drinking good, thinking good thoughts, having a good time with good people, sharing good energy, in good places, doing good things. Somebody has not been. Ooh. Somebody has not been. Somebody feels left out when it comes to a certain financial situation of another, it seems like, and a marriage. Yeah, maybe, or hold on. Hold on here. All right, someone feels like they're entitled to know or something, like what you're up to, if you're getting married, if you are married already, however that works for you. Because the concern is that it's going to come down like a tower, and like they're going to find out with the rest of the world kind of energy. So it's like they're feeling like whomever this is, I don't know who this is to you, I feel like this might be a family member just because of the way the energy is going. They feel like they'll be left out. Yeah, they'll feel like they're going to be left out of your good news, your good fortune, the things that are going to be happening that you had planned for, maybe they hadn't. Get the energy of like the world at your fingertips, because that 5 of Pentacles to the 10 of Pentacles, it's like somebody's trying to cut you down almost. But I mean, to me, it doesn't seem like it's working. Yeah, somebody is definitely, was trying to like maybe prey on your insecurities, or the 5 of Swords came out with that Knight of Cups. Thinking that you would feel some kind of, I don't know what this is. Like, it's almost like people keep trying to send maybe magic. Maybe they're sending love spells consistently towards you and your person. What they don't understand though is once the divine partners are in union, be that in spirit, be that in real life, it just elevates each and every time. So the more they surrender to the connection, the more the connection is solidified. So whereas like people are concerned like, oh, well, I don't want to tell people about my divine union and blah, blah, blah. Once you're ready to actually come out in the open, you and your person should be at a level where you understand what the attacks look like, how people might, how people might respond to everything. You've already discussed all the negative things that you guys, feel like should be laid out on the table and should be, communicated to one another. And, you guys are comfortable with your ways of mediating that. I'll just say that, of protecting yourselves. Which these idiots may feel like is fighting back. And it's like, we were never fighting. Yeah. We've always been in this rest energy. But to me, it sounds like, it feels like, to me, Spirit is saying, as long as you and your person are on the same, are seeing eye to eye with respect to like what you want, how you want things to go, what you want to do with one another, how you like what. Okay, so right now, if you're in union, you're starting to converse and communicate about the new traditions that you want to make and hold for your own household. Yeah. So that's where you guys are. You guys are creating your new traditions. Like, oh, okay, so every Sunday, this is what we do as a family. Like, you guys might not be this Sunday go to church, especially if you're spiritual. You may be this Sunday, everybody sits at home and then we get together for whatever, like movie night at the end of the night or something. Or, that's the day where everybody's, I don't know, like everybody's different, right? And that's why you guys are creating that. Yeah, you're thinking about like how that looks, what this, 9 of Pentacles, what type of discipline, what it's going to take from everyone in the household in order to be able to be in that type of energy. Yeah, to not be burdensome. It looks like the kindness and love that will be a major foundation of this family unit, legacy, business, venture, whatever you consider this for you. Part of, I forgot where my train of thought was going, because I wanted to, so part of the partnership, because of the way that it's the foundation that it's on, like there's always room to grow. Everybody in these partnerships, positions, family units are supposed to be there. They've already, they've already communicated to the universe that they're ready and appropriate for the connections. Wow. Wow. This is awesome. I didn't expect this so bright and early. Okay. Okay, so what's next? 10 of Cups down there. What's next then for the collective now that oh, actually that's where you're at. That's what you can expect to focus on maybe over the next few days to a week. Yeah. This King of Swords. Yeah, look seriously at like what the, what that looks like. Like, oh, am I going to be available on Friday nights to go and do family night with the kids and, do movie night with the kids? Or, is that going to be, are we going to do stuff on Wednesdays, because it's easier for this, and this, you know what I mean? Are, you're starting to determine what you want this new year to look like for yourself, because a lot of people are starting to understand we're in a lot of different shifts, and there's a time for everything, right? And I feel like that equates even more so. I don't know if you caught it or not, but I did delete it, my video about the entities, because I felt like if it was supposed to fall on certain ears, it would have reached them. So if you didn't catch it, you probably don't watch me. And then I still don't understand why I'm only getting one like. That might just be my like divine masculine or something, because but I don't understand why people don't just like, because there's useful information. I'm 100% sure of this. And I mean, I guess maybe maybe there's a lot more triggers for people than I think when they watch me. I don't know. Anyway, not my problem what people think about me, right? That's the truth. That's how the collective looks at everything. Like, it's not our problem what other people think. It's not, it has nothing to do with us that other people are so, like, not in love with themselves. People don't really love themselves. I go buy flowers pretty frequently. Usually, I try to go every other week because I like having flowers in my home all the time. That's a quick way to be one with nature, to raise your vibration. You have to understand, it's a very beautiful living organism, and it's amazing to me. Like, I don't know if you've ever sat and watched a flower bloom, but I've had the luxury of doing that because they'll be sitting right here and I'll be working or recording or reading or whatever I'm doing, and I'll actually get to see them blossom and open and things like that. So it just holds a huge significance on like creating a different vibration. I feel like fresh flowers do. That's why they have them in certain places. That's why they have them in restaurants. That's why they have them, in banquets and events and senior citizen homes. And it's something to raise a vibration. Weddings, bat mitzvahs. You know what I mean. I think I'm gonna stop this at 15 minutes because this looks good. Yeah. Continue to endure whatever it is. Oh, that's what I was gonna do. Okay. So I'm glad that came out. Strength. Okay, so there's no distractions, no deviations, no emergencies. That's the time you on right now. No accidents, no emergencies, and no deviations. You are well equipped to do everything and anything that you possibly want to do. I'm gonna have to watch this, make sure do anything and everything that you want to do. And ultimately, as a result of that, let me just tell you about my day, because it kind of helps me to do that. My day yesterday. So I had made a decision earlier on, or some time ago, because I've often seen, like, when I go on my walks, I see all the homeless people. And if you go on the same walk enough times, you will see the same homeless people as I have. And I know where they sit, kind of, and I know, that they're out there, they don't seem to be mentally afflicted. You never know though. And they didn't seem to be, some of them that I, passed, and they didn't seem to be like angry or, they're people. You know what I mean? And I think that's the hard part, is that people don't see them, and that's what makes people like continue down that spiral, is because they feel unseen. They feel like they're no longer, human, I would imagine. Something else came to me, so I'm gonna go through all the clairs as well, and I'm gonna do a 12-part, I believe it is, on the moon, and like how to use the moon magic to really help yourself. I got a clear smell. That's what I'm gonna call it. I got a clear smell of someone who is now actually in the homeless phase. They have went now, like, I want to say it's like maybe 10 days, like maybe since the beginning of the month, they've actually been homeless, and they haven't really had an opportunity to get a shower or something like that. So their body has that, like that rank, like the sour, like the, and wherever they had been frequenting or going, or the friends that were around, or maybe even like, I don't know, I think maybe they went for a job opportunity that they didn't get, and it's because of their appearance and their smell. It was mostly the smell. The person could tell that they were homeless, and they were like, we can't have this person here working with the public, with our patrons, if they're, not gonna be, smelling right, and whatever. So I'm not sure what to do with this here, but anyway, I'll get some bobby pins in a minute. But okay, so now it's gonna look horrible. Okay, so now I see why the other girls don't go on camera. I think I'm gonna stop going on camera. Let y'all look at my hands, not my hairs. But okay, so essentially someone's at that point, and then I got this like feeling of like somebody fell asleep, homeless, right? And they had a dream of going to the bathroom. And we all know what happens when you have that dream of going to the bathroom. And so now, not only do they have that smell of like, hey, you okay? Kind of, when they go to places, like if these people have been going around like any old friends or trying to meet up at like public places, and I get like, they can't afford the gym, so they can't go to the gym. I know that was maybe something somebody else was thinking. Like, why can't they just go to the gym? They can't, they can't, honey. They can't go to the gym. There's no shelters that have the facilities that they're looking for, or they're all full or something. I don't know. There's no opportunities. This person has to sleep outside. But yeah, they had that dream, so now they're smelling like pee-pee as well. Which is probably like not going good. But anyway, my day, 13 even on the clock, my day yesterday. So I had made a decision that I was going to cook a big pot of chili with some cornbread and everything, and bring it down to the different people that I could find, especially the individuals where I knew where they slept, pretty much, because I walk sometimes at night, so they'll be there when I'm either going or coming back. So nonetheless, so I placed an order, I placed an order online to go pick up the chili bricks and all the ingredients and whatever that I didn't have. Most important thing is probably what? The chili brick. Okay. So I get to go pick up the order. When I get there, something was weird about the store. It seemed like, I don't know, it was really weird. And then a few minutes later, I was the only person of color that wasn't employed. Yeah, I didn't even see an Asian person in the store. I guess that was the energy that was going on, because everywhere I went, it was kind of like, what are you doing here? Kind of energy. And I was like, looking for cheese? Yeah. It's like, yeah. And I was kind of mingling, meandering around. I got some coffee, and I was like, oh, I want, I think I wanted something like for sandwiches. Oh yeah, I was like, oh, well, let me go see what kind of, lunch meat they have. And, I was just perusing. And so I go out to the car, I call them and let them know I'm there for my order to pick up. The lady comes out with the order, and she's like, oh yeah, we don't have the oatmeal cookies, because I was getting them cookies as a dessert piece for their meal that I was giving them. We don't have the cookies, and we don't have the chili brick. And I was like, well, why would you put it on the website? You guys should, you know, and I get it. People come in the store and buy things, but I was just kind of like, I didn't trust it. Something in my energy was like, don't get upset. Don't, you know, which is not, you know, what am I going to do? Go crazy? But it was just kind of like, don't feel any kind of way. Think of other ways to see if you can resolve this scenario without you having to go run across town. Because the next thing was like, okay, now I've got to call a bunch of different grocery stores, find out which one has it, and go pick it up, and then come back and cook. And that was going to cut into my time for being able to get out there, because I wanted to get them like right when they got into their spots, so they could be like getting in their, you know, their home space, if you will, because most of them have tents and stuff like that, or little like covered like areas where they sleep, because it's been raining out here too. They've had to be strategic. So I wanted to get right when they're getting home and bring them, you know, dinner and a little dessert, if you will. And so something told me, and I think this is an indication to you, collective, to keep moving forward, even if you feel any like hesitation or awkwardness or confusion or uncertainty, or even if you're told, yeah, that's not what's going to happen here. Keep moving forward. Don't trust that, because that's someone else's opinion. That maybe even if, I don't know, there's something here for someone, like even if you're told a no, it's going to turn out yes. Okay? I don't know why that is, but even if you're told a no, or you feel like it's a no, it's going to turn out yes. You just have to kind of say, okay, well, I want to look at it from a different perspective. So what I did was I went back in the store and I was like, let me just see if this is actually here. If I can just like go and find it miraculously, you know, must be magic. So I did that. I went into the store, and lo and behold, I searched a couple spots. I got to this other little spot, and there it was. And I was like, I knew it was sitting right here for me. Like I was totally, it's about, you know, it's about how you how persistent you are towards what you want. That's what it is. You got to be persistent and consistent towards what you want. So I go to try to find a manager, and it seemed like I was, you know, I'm in my Wheel of Fortune energy now, because I'm like, oh yeah. And again, I'm telling you, I felt like the store was like a Matrix store or something, because it was just really weird. And when I felt like I was being watched, some old guy comes in the store and he goes, yep, you're on candid camera. And I was like, oh, you are too, you know, kind of like, yeah, I felt that. Thank you for confirming, old guy. It was weird. It was weird as I don't know what. Because it was like, well, why am I on camera? Because you got my chili bricks and you're trying to play games, and I'm up here trying to feed some homeless people. So I'm trying to show people. And this is the thing, I didn't want to tell everybody, because I'm not that type of person. I did want to tell somebody. So I was excited just yesterday when I was able to tell the people at the store, like the person checking me out, what I was doing and why it was so important. And so 18 on the clock. And so I went to the manager, and I was like, hey, I just want you to know that you might want to let them know to kind of look a little bit further for the items when people, you know, are ordering, especially if they say they're here, because I found, you know, an abundance pretty much. They had like 10 times what I needed, because I only needed like 2 bricks. And they had plenty of it. And I was like, you know, because it could, you know, kind of put someone in another situation. I would have to go into another store. And he was like, oh no, I know we have that. He was like, oh yeah, I'm going to just let them know they should come to me if they can't find something in the store. And I was like, oh wow. So in actuality, my complaining is actually helping. Okay. I just want that to be realized. Like, I wasn't really complaining. I was just kind of making a note. Plus, I wanted him to give me those chili bricks for free, because I'm going to feed homeless people, and you guys made a big mistake, and it could have been, you know, like an end it all kind of thing in reality, because it just depends on how freaking far the store might have been to go get what I needed, you know. I'm in LA. Traffic is crazy. Plus, you don't want to be like out in the streets at like 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock at night, trying to track down homeless people. So he did indeed give me the chili bricks for free. And so then we'll fast forward. I just learned how to cook rice. Praise God. No, for real, because it's tasty. And I like it. And now I know how to cook it. But I couldn't cook like any kind of rice, not even a boil in a bag. But now I got it. But there was a specific rice that I found at Target, excuse me, that I knew how to cook. And so I placed the order, and it said, come pick up your order. Excuse me, the little bell that rings that tells you to pick up your order, and then all of a sudden the order was canceled. But I'm at the store now. I'm at Target trying to pick up the order, and I'm like, what do you mean you canceled my rice? And so I'm going back and I'm looking, and all the rice is like this weird microwave rice, and I'm like, I don't want to feed these guys microwave rice. I don't know, it just didn't feel right. I know it's still rice, but still. So I went into the store, and the rice that I wanted wasn't there. Like, I searched high and low. I know where that rice is. And I was a little nervous because I was like, I don't even know if I'm going to be able to cook this rice right. Then I'm going to have to go to some Chinese food store or something and, like, you know, buy some rice already cooked or something, because I didn't know if I could cook this rice. And then this lady at the register told me about how to cook it the same way my uncle did, and I was like, yeah, it don't work. Even boil in a bag didn't work for me, guys. But guess what? Somebody knows how to cook rice, because that rice, even though it wasn't the brand that I was always getting, that I thought it was like the only brand that I could cook, it actually ended up being that, like, no, I realized that, like, I'm fully capable. So I hope that's an indication, 2112 mirroring energy here, that you're fully capable. Yeah, like, go for it. Because the first obstacle is just the intention to see if you really want, like, your commitment to what you want is being tested. I really wanted to go feed the homeless. That was the only thing that I wanted to do on Sunday. I didn't care what football was being hit where and who was performing. I don't care. I wanted to go feed the homeless. And then number two, the second one is, like, don't be, take everything with, like, a good ebb and flow, like, go with the flow, because there's possibly an opportunity for you to learn something or to receive something extra is kind of what I'm getting. Because that second half of it is like, I didn't get what I thought I was getting, or I was getting rice. So they didn't have my usual, like, it wasn't handed to me, but because I had already passed the specifics of actually wanting it, it was kind of like, okay, you're going to still get it, but now you're just going to be more empowered once you have it in your hands, kind of thing. So it's like, okay, I got the rice. Now I have rice. I don't have the rice that I'm used to, but I cooked the rice. So now I'm more empowered. Like, what kind of rice you want? I know how to cook Spanish rice, so that's not hard, but I don't know. It's like when other things go into the rice, I've got it. I know how to cook, you know, Thai basil rice, fried rice. Ooh, I'm good at that. But if it was just like plain white rice to, like, go under some chili, but now I got it. So it's like, you're going to, like, essentially everything's going to work out in your favor. That's what I'm thinking, is like, you're just getting better and better, and it's not really even obstacles. It's just kind of little moments for you to kind of say, you know what, I'm going to go ahead and move this forward a little bit and see, you know, what else I can do with this, to really make it happen. Yeah, to see if it's you know, if I can make it fulfilling for me, if what's presented in front of me, if I can go ahead and say, okay, I see that, you know, the cup might have a little bird issue, a little nitpick, but moving forward, it's like, oh, okay, the bird was actually leaving something in the cup. And in actuality, look at that. I didn't even see that until just now. The bird is putting something in the cup. There's something in the bird's mouth. So it's like you're building something by doing that. So every little step you take is actually working out in your best interest, 100%. This is awesome. This is really, really awesome. Okay. So everything went off with, like, without a hitch after that. So I got the chili bricks, I got the rice, I cooked the rice, I made the chili. I was able to leave a bowl for my ancestors. I wasn't hungry for that, but I ate something else, you know, because sometimes when you cook something, smelling the smell, especially when it's stuff that has to simmer, smelling the smell makes you not hungry. But I was able to save at least 2 servings for myself, and I fed 7 people the other night. And so I feel really good about moving forward, but I felt like that was the whole download. Like my whole entire day was a download. And like after that, it was a really full day. I was able to catch the gentleman. I was able to catch a couple more people because I didn't know who I was going to run into. And then the very last bowl that I had, like the of chili and stuff, I was looking for someone because I tried to catch, you know, people one at a time if I could, because I didn't want to not have enough for the people that came towards me to receive something, if that makes sense. So, and then there was one gentleman who I see a lot, and he's always, hi, have a good day, be safe, you know, stuff like that from where he's purchased, because he's realized I see this lady walking like 2 or 3 times a week, you know, for the last year. So when I brought him his food, he was the first one that I he was the third person that I ran into. When I brought him his food, he was like, oh, thanks. I don't know if he knew it was me because I'm always walking, and this time I was in my car, but I don't know. But I think because of my clothes, but I had on my hat and stuff, so I don't know. Which it doesn't matter either way. But when he was what I found to be so cute and like lightheartedness, and I was like, oh, I want this to continue to bring him, you know, that energy, 2552, that lightheartedness, that sense of hope and prosperity and joy, because he hasn't lost that, and that's important that you keep that when you're facing tough times, right? But I asked him, because that's what I was doing. I was giving them the bowl, and I was asking them if they wanted cheese, because I had the cheese packed separate. And then I put the cheese. I had went to El Pollo Loco. Now, I kind of know the people at the places that I go to frequent around the neighborhood because I go to the same places. I'm a creature of habit. So I happened to eat like El Pollo Loco earlier that day, and so I went back to the El Pollo Loco, and because I needed spoons, but I forgot to go to the little discount store, and I didn't want to waste time going down the street. You know, again, it's LA, you know, 10 minutes down the road is 30 more minutes, and I don't know, anyway. And I was like, wonder if she's going to give me, you know, 7 spoons. Because I didn't have anything that I bought earlier, but they see me, you know, they know who I am because I'm super sweet, and there were some like little ratchet kids smoking weed inside the establishment, so that I told to get out because that was rude and disrespectful to the other patrons inside the restaurant, and they knew that. But anyway, so they know me and I know them. And so I was like, hi. I was like, can I have 7 spoons? And she was like, yeah. She didn't question me or nothing. She went back and counted the 7 spoons. It was like, here. And a lot of times in these, you know, franchise restaurants, or maybe I shouldn't say that. Anyway, it was a good thing that she did. So if she gets fired, she'll get hired somewhere else anyway. But it was a good thing that she did 27:27 on the clock. She gave me, you know, the 7 spoons, and I walked out and I was like, yes. And so nothing was delaying me at that point, because I went through the things that were supposed to delay me. And I looked at them from a different perspective and said, okay, well, your first delay was like, okay, well, let me go see if I can, let me just see if I can make magic and go in here and just get what I want anyway, even though you said it's not in here, even though you're the authority in the situation right now. So it seems I'm going to go see if I can just make a miracle happen. And you went, you know, I went and you went collective and you made a miracle happen, or that's what you're about to do. In the second instance, it's like, okay, let me push forward a little bit. And because even if I don't feel like I'm capable, I might be psyching myself out, because I was psyching myself out like, oh, I can only cook this specific jasmine rice in the white bag with the red and green on it. Yeah, I can't cook all these other rices. I can cook all the other rices so far. We're not going to test it out too much. We're going to stick with what we know. You know, we don't have time for bad meals. We like to eat. We don't like no accidents, no emergencies, no deviations, you know, no distractions, none of that, right? Because those things may present themselves, but you don't have to actually fall prey to them, is what it's seeming is the message. I'm gonna end it soon. Okay, so then the next part, because I feel like we're in that Wheel of Fortune energy, because that was a large card. It's a large Wheel of Fortune coming your way when you get through this process. Okay, so then that very last part it was exactly what you went in there asking for. You received it without any questions. You went through the 2 instances, and then your third request, it's like, go for it, baby. Here, it's yours. Go do what you need to do. Very last person that I ran into was digging through trash. I felt like, oh my gosh, I'm so glad that I was able to be here in this moment, because he was digging through trash to find something to eat for the night. And I had to call him from across the street. And I was like, hey, you know, trying to make sure he heard me. I was like, cross the street, I have dinner for you. And I was a little nervous because I was like, oh, I just passed a bus stop that I know where they sleep at this specific bus stop, where I knew it was going to be too many people. I didn't have enough to feed all of them. But I was glad to be able to give him his food. But okay, so we were talking about the younger guy, full of the hope and all of that. Okay, so when I was giving them, I give them the bowl of chili, asked them if they want the cheese. I put the the spoon and the napkin down with, you know, on there and give it to them. And then I'd ask them, did they want a sugar cookie or oatmeal raisin cookie, because they still had cookies. Sugar cookie or oatmeal cookie. And the guy was like, surprise me. That's some shit I say all the time because I'm in a lighthearted energy. It's like, surprise me because you're open. Like, that's I didn't expect that energy. I didn't expect to be met with that energy, because most people who have luxurious homes and are living a comfortable life don't even have that energy. Surprise them. No, they want to know everything. You know what I mean? Someone living on the street is welcome to a surprise. So I gave him 2 cookies. I gave him 1 of each. He's surprised with both. Again, this is just doubling up on the facts, or the fact, or the statement, whatever you want to call it, my premonition that it's Wheel of Fortune energy for the collective right now. Anyway, so that was that one. And then the other guy, the last person that I gave the food to, okay, I'm trying to cross all the paths through the day so I can make sure if there's any more messages in there or downloads, because I know there's other downloads, but it's mostly about karmic stuff, and I want to kind of keep the reading separate if you haven't noticed. I've been trying my very hardest to make sure that my focus and attention is where the reading needs to be, to avoid any, you know, malevolent energies coming out in the readings. Yeah. I'm in this sun energy with respect to what I want to present to my audience, and, you know, the guidance that I want my audience to be enlightened thinkers. You know, so if you can't get with it and you can't push the like button, if you're not learning from this, if it seems too hard, maybe you should push the like button, because, you know, someone else is doing it. So encourage others. If you don't like it, hit the thumbs down. I don't know. I don't think they tell me about those. You're like, it's beneath you. It's kind of like, what does it matter if someone doesn't like me? Oh, that's the energy too of the collective right now. That's the other thing. So when I was sitting there giving the last guy his food, this car pulled up next to me, and I don't know how long they had seen 3232 what I was doing. But the girl in the car, because I happened to look, you know, when you see, you know, somebody's watching you, so I'm waiting for him to walk, you know, cross the street, because we're at a red light. I'm waiting for him to cross the street and walk down to where my car is, and this other car pulls up, and she sees what's happening, and she goes, and I was like, I think people saw me, but I'm the type of person, I don't look behind me. I don't know. I'm no longer, and I think that's a good thing though, because I used to be the type of person where it's like, I always, you know, I was afraid to have my back to others, you know, because I'd been wronged by, you know, everybody in my life. And when I say everybody in my life, I'm not kidding here. I've been wronged by friends. I've been wronged by family. I've been wronged by associates. I've been wronged by business people. I've been wronged by lovers. I've been wronged by strangers. I've been wronged by, you know, people who were supposed to be teaching me things. I've been wronged by everybody. I'm one of those individuals, when you hear about the collective, where they say, you know, and it wasn't a self-imposed prison, because, you know, it was something that was in bed. You know, I'm one of those people who, it's like, the family doesn't have any pictures of me from when I was a baby at all. They've got everybody before me and everybody after. And I come in this odd space in the family too, where it was like, I didn't have any cousins, aunties, uncle. Like, I didn't have anybody born within 10 years before me or 10 years after me. And then on the other side of the family, it was like, I was the only girl. So that was, you know, it was weird. And then I was left to be like the eldest, because my cousin was murdered on his 19th birthday, which was like the first time we were ever going to hang out. I don't know. I mean, it was a really good, or I felt like it was a really good relationship. And, you know, I don't place any judgment on anybody, because I understand that, you know, everybody has their own stories. And that's the reason why I'm not judgmental. That's the reason why a lot of the collective is not judgmental, because we've experienced some things that it's like, gosh, if you had went through everything that this person went through, do you really think you would have made it? Because if you're the type of person that has some friend that you call, and you know you can call this person when you had a bad day and even vent out, the collective don't have those things. The collective couldn't trust anyone in their life, because everybody that they had unfortunately accepted, I'm going to say that, because you got to accept the people into your space. The people that they accepted into their life were mirroring the same energies that they had been told or taught were love and affection and this and that by the way of their upbringing. So it takes a lot of courage to break free from those types of energies and say, no, I'm only going to accept the things that are actually healthy. The only, you know, people, places, and things that are actually healthy for me, you know, and really like put on your big boy pants, you know, and really, you know, move on with your life in a 35 in a huge sense of the word. Really sit in this empirical energy, Empress energy. Ace of Pentacles energy too, so which I think is really awesome. And I think I'm going to leave it there. I'll put one oracle. I'll pull an oracle for you, and that's what I would do. Creativity source. So you may find that this is going to be the source, or you are the source of creativity for others. Possibly you are being guided by spirit to relax right now and just kind of go with the flow. Accept and acknowledge that you have the right help, and the right help will come. Yep, you sleep like a baby. I get that energy too. This lightheartedness, that message about the young man who was willing to be surprised. Get this. He was probably already surprised. So he was like, let's go. You came with dinner? Oh, okay, you came with dinner and all the utensils and all the toppings and everything for it? Because I was legit going to do sour cream and all this other stuff, but it was like, okay, that's a little too many packaging, because I didn't want to put it on the food in case someone was like really adverse to it. You know, I wanted this to be a pleasant moment, if you will. And I get it. Some people would be like, oh, they're homeless. I don't feel like the homeless deserve less than a meal that I would eat. Why would I give someone something that I wouldn't want? That's how I feel about it. So, you know, I put the same amount of love and care and concern and consideration into my food. Yeah, I put my magic in it. And I hope that it does them well. And I hope that it protects them. And I hope that it, you know, does a lot of what it's supposed to do. I hope it helps them to release. I hope, you know, that this can be encouraging for the collective as well. And I'm going to only do that one. Creativity is here. Honor your passions. All right. And the release is the one that you came out for the reading. I move in harmony. Change me, divine beloved, into one who easily releases all that's ready to go. Let me move in harmony with your natural cycles. Later.